Hey, folks, welcome to Market Technical Analysis by InTheMoneyStocks.com, your leaders in pure technical analysis, avoiding all that Wall Street hype. This is the intraday video for Thursday, August 2nd, 2012. My name is Gareth Soloway, Chief Market Strategist at InTheMoneyStocks.com. All right, folks, markets are taking a beating today after Mario Draghi, head of the ECB, came out and disappointed Wall Street. Everyone was hoping this morning he would come out with some bond purchase program, much like the Fed did here in the United States a couple years back and over the last few years. He did not do that. He said he was going to do it, but everyone wanted him to do it. He alluded to him doing it. He did not do it. All right, the market again. We saw an initial gap down, a good recovery, and then the selling just came right in here, right around the 11 o'clock time frame. We came all the way down to about 12 o'clock and have just gone sideways since. You're making an in spirit of bearish pattern right now, and we'll see if the market can hold up at this point in time. But nonetheless, a very, very rough day in the markets with the Dow Jones Industrial Average down 160 points, NASDAQ down about 23, S&P 500 down 17.5 points. Dow and S&P are down about 1.25%, while the NASDAQ is down 0.75%. All right, so across the board, if you look almost anywhere, you have mostly red on your screen. Let's take a look at a couple keys here. First of all, notice the resistance here, and I think this is the great part about it. All right, so you saw the gap down into the blue line of support right here, and again, notice the blue line of support comes in from this gap fill going all the way back to the 20th of July. So that's where you get that initial support level on the markets where we gap down into it. Now, after gapping down into it, you actually pushed lower intra-candle going all the way down to this level here. So this area was just a huge area of support as noted, and I noted it perfectly in the intraday stock jet. I mean, absolutely perfectly. All right, from that point on, we saw the markets reverse back to the upside. Where did they go? All right, they went up to the pivot low gap fill. Here's where we closed yesterday. Here's the body of this candle with the tail. You went right into that level as the 20 moving average was sloping down. You have to recognize that as being a major, I repeat, major resistance area. Markets just could not get above it. Look at what you had. I mean, not only do you have gap fill, pivot low, 20 MA, but just above that you had the 200 and the 50 MA. Too much for the markets to deal with. Down they came, and down they came quickly as the dollar spiked up. Markets again crashing all the way down into this green trend line and focusing and following the green trend line here as volume has lightened up. Where's the green trend line come from? Let's zoom out, take a look, and we can go back quite a ways. You can see pivot top here, and a little area right there. So again, a pretty impressive level on the charts. We could even go back further. I mean, look at this. You can go back further to this choppy area back here. And if we want to even play more of a stickler, look at the pivot lows going all the way back to early April, mid-April, right in here. Pivot low, pivot low. I mean, it's just amazing how the levels work, folks. And that's why I keep all my levels on the charts, because they ultimately come back into play time and time again. All right, so that's what we have going on right there, folks. Markets are chopping. We're trying to get a little bit of a bid here, but really, unless something comes out from Europe, I just don't see this market catching much of a bid right now. We still never tagged the 140 level on the SPY, which I think is kind of interesting. It still tells me that it wouldn't surprise me to wake up one morning to some sort of ECB intervention and a huge, huge gap up. But until you get that, I mean, it's tough to see this market catching too much strength. Tomorrow we have the non-farm payrolls number. That's about the only thing I can see that could change the way the markets are focusing right now. All right. So again, we'll watch. You have the 20 MA right here. That's what we're hitting right now. If you get above the 20, you actually get a little room to run up to these moving averages. Let's take a look at some different stocks. Apple today is actually performing pretty well. The stock is only down $2 on the day, so just a small downtick on the Apple stock here. And that's, again, one of the reasons why the NASDAQ is performing better, because, again, Apple's only down 1/3%. Amazon's down less than 1%. So the main stocks in the NASDAQ and the QQQ NASDAQ 100 are just not falling like the rest of the market. A lot of the downside here we're seeing is on S&P and Dow-related stocks that have run up recently. All right. Next up, let's take a look at Goldman Sachs. Goldman Sachs is down $3, and just like we said, I mean, this is part of the, you consider this part of the S&P in a way, and down $3 on the day, nice percentage drop. That's actually a 3% drop, so right there, that's even more than the markets are dropping on the S&P 500. JP Morgan Chase down over $1, and again, pretty ugly fall on JPM, but it's trying to make a bottom. Just like the market's trying to go sideways and pop up above the 20, so is JPM. We oftentimes talk about how JP Morgan, JPM, is the leading indicator. So if JPM starts to go here, most likely the markets will follow suit. All right. What else do we want to take a look at? One stock I just talked about to my members here at InTheMoneyStocks.com was this stock, Rosetta Genomics. I just gave it out as a key level here. I won't give out any more than that, but look at this beautiful level, folks. I mean, this is just a sweet little level here. You have gap fill right down here. I mean, this is just a huge level right here on this stock. It would not surprise me to see this being the short-term bottom on the stock here on ROSG. Upside, if this ever starts to run or gets any news, is 10 bucks, 12 bucks. I mean, it's one of those fast runners, just unbelievable runners if it ever really starts to get huge amounts of bids. But we will continue to follow that and monitor that very closely here with the market action that we are seeing lately. All right. What else do I want to talk about here? Let's take a look at ExxonMobil. Exxon's down $1.20. Nice drop on Exxon. Notice how it went right into the 20 MA though. 20 MA right there. It's had a nice choppy upward move. And Chevron had a bottoming tail a couple days ago. Excuse me, a topping tail right here. Topping tail and the reversal coming 2 days later. One thing to note about this, you can see how you never failed the topping tail. So the topping tail was intact even though this was an up day yesterday. You never took out the high on a closing basis. Therefore, the topping tail was intact. Down it comes today. Awesome move right there. Good trading market right now, guys. As long as we have volatility, that's a good trading market. That's what we're seeing. Markets again continue to rock and roll here. Profitable markets for our members at InTheMoneyStocks.com. We're continuing to see Walmart doing better today, although it's fallen the last couple days. But notice where it caught a bid today on a gap down into the 20 MA. And one of my other shorts today is the oil chart, and that continues to collapse beautifully. So that's making us money as well on the swing trade short side. All right, on that note, folks, I'm going to step aside. Great job across the board here, and let's continue to make some money. Have a great afternoon. Come join us here at InTheMoneyStocks.com. 7-day free trial to the Research Center. It's all you need to know. Plenty of money to be made. Take care.